There we go. Okay, I think I am officially live. Hopefully you guys can see me out there in the YouTube world. Happy Friday, happy Friday. Welcome to Club Win all as you come on this Friday. Yes, yes, yes. We got the fans are going. And honestly, it's hot today, so oh, that feels good. Need some real air up in here. It is hot on this June day. Today is June 6th. It's wild, y'all. We're already halfway through the year. June 6th. Let's see here. Up, up. I got a call, but I can't take it. But I need to take it, but I can't take it because I'm live. I'll have to give her a call back when I'm all done. So happy Friday, all. Come on in. Happy Friday. So this Friday's Club Win theme is all about celebrating our wins in the current season that we're in and not comparing ourselves, our current selves and our current progress to the progress that we used to have in past seasons or who we used to be in past seasons, how our body used to look in past seasons, our quote unquote willpower in past seasons compared to this season. We are celebrating the progress we're making in this current season without comparing ourselves to our yesterday's past, the past version of us. So I speak on this and I come to this theme because that is something that I quite often struggle with myself, is comparing who I am now to how I was before, comparing my ability to withstand certain things or have motivation for certain things at the same rate that I used to have, especially in my 20s. I am in my later 30s, which is always wild to say. I'm 38, I'll be 39 in a couple of months, which is wild and crazy to say. But yeah, I can't compare myself to the 20-year-old version of Michelle, the 25, even the 30-year-old version of me was a different version of the Michelle that I am today. Because life, the journey of life, the things that we go through in our day to day and along our journey in life, it shapes us, it develops us, it informs the way we view the world, we view relationships, we view opportunities and um, the decisions that we make. It informs so much, just like the way we just walk through this world. So I can't compare myself to my 20 something year old version or even my 30-year-old version of me, because when I was 30, I didn't go through what I went through at the age of 35. That greatly impacted me and my mindset, extremely impacted my mental state, my emotional state and well-being, and all of that trickled down to my physical and financial state. Um, and I hadn't went through that level of trauma where it was hit all at once. And so how I showed up as a result of all of that happened, I didn't have that same struggle in my 20s. So when it came to my day to day, my energy levels, my mindset, my sleeping, um, hygiene and habits, my eating habits, my physical activity, my ability to be able to focus and encourage myself, all of that drastically changed as a result of the events that transpired mid 30s for me. So for so long I have been, trying to willpower it. That's why I said quote unquote willpower. I've been trying to willpower myself through and look at old photos and videos of myself to try to pull from that, pull from that same mindset, tap into that mindset I had then, and pull from that same energy and that same get up and go. And regardless of what's happening, push through. It was just a different ball game in my 30s, my mid 30s, after having that experience. I just could not. I could not. Anybody out there that just cannot, okay? It just too much, too much. It required too much, and I just didn't have it. And I was just completely burnt out. Up until that point, I had never experienced burnout. I know I've always, since being in healthcare, one thing, I'm trying to invite people to the live at the same time that I'm talking, so forgive me if I look away from the screen. But being in healthcare since the age of 18 on and off, one of the first things well, really it was in well, working in healthcare and then doing my capstone project in my undergrad class, my undergrad project, my goodness, my capstone project in my undergrad degree program. It was focused on preventing burnout, understanding and preventing burnout amongst nurses in healthcare and healthcare workers. And so I did a deep dive on that. And from that point on, everything that I've done in healthcare, well, even before that, but specifically getting the language of burnout, um, it became my focus in healthcare, uh, preventing burnout amongst my colleagues, myself, our patients, but really caring for those that care for others. And so that has been a thing for me for a very long time. Wellness is a big part of my background. So all the work that I do in healthcare, no matter what the title is, it all stems back to the health and well-being, the optimal wellness at one point it was called, then it was holistic wellness, um, mind body wellness, so mind body spirit wellness, I should say. And so all in all, wellness has been a big focus of mine, and preventing burnout um, was a part of that focus, and is a part of that focus even to this day, with the staff that I have when we do our monthly site meetings, where we touch base. No patients is there. We have the clinic blocked off just for time for us to handle our business. I always lead it off with a theme wellness topic based on what I see the staff struggling with at that point and what type of support they need. So burnout has been a focus, but it was not until I experienced what I experienced in my mid 30s, that I've been recovering from over the past 3, 4 years, has been an extreme case of burnout. Now, burnout can happen in many different ways at many different levels, but that burnout where you like crash and burn, where you just give up on self and almost give up on life, and you just cannot. Again, you just cannot. You can't handle anything mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Again, it impacts you financially. You just cannot. You cannot. And I'm not 100%, but I am closer to 100% than I was before, because before I was so burnt out, I ended up in the hospital twice, 2 years in a row, around the same time frame. And then that made me scared the third year that it was just like this. My daughter's awake. My 17-year-old is awake. I'm live, ma'am. Why you coming in? You couldn't sneeze in your room? I'm live. I'm live. Not right now. Um so what was I saying? That was completely distracting. Um but I just could not. I could not. So much so, oh, that's what I was saying. I'm not I'm closer to 100 than I was before. I was so, don't be gross. Don't be gross. Ew. Look at my cheek. Um, so gross, huh? Huh? Oh, my daughter. Love her. Love her. But what was I saying? She keep on distracting me, y'all. That I was, oh, I got afraid the third year, around the same time frame, because I thought it was like this thing where my mind was like, no more, and we were going to be in hospital again. But I've been working with therapists, psychotherapists, uh, a couple of different ones, like in-person therapists, and then I have tons of virtual therapists, that's helped me along my journey of gaining my resilience back. Because, growing up in the neighborhoods that I grew up in, a byproduct of growing up in those type of environments, which are very traumatic, the neighborhood and the family I grew up in, very, very traumatic, very dysfunctional. I've mentioned it on lives before and on videos before. Hello there. Hello, hello. And so growing up in those environments, it impacts your system. And when you're younger, you don't know, you're just surviving and you're resilient. So I didn't know that I was being resilient as a young girl. You just pick up those survival skills, and essentially what we call that, um, in the psychology world, is being resilient. And it's what we talk about in healthcare as we better understand how each of us are impacted by trauma, and then our patients are impacted by trauma. And so resilience is something that, after the events that transpired in when I was 35, my mid 30s, my resilience was just gone. I did not have resilience. Now, I had some level of resilience because I'm still here, right? So it wasn't completely gone. I'm still here. But the level at which the level of resilience I had prior to that event, I could not. That's the best way to describe it. I could not. So all in all, going back to the theme of today's club win session, is we can't compare our current self and our progress and the rate at which we're progressing along and transforming our lives and improving and leveling up. We can't compare it to the former version of ourselves, the older version of ourselves, the past versions of ourselves, because again, that life journey is nothing to be played with. And as we go along, we pick up so much information, experiences, hindsight 2020 situations, which breeds wisdom. So I often have to give myself grace and remind myself that you are kicking butt in this current season that you're in. You cannot compare yourself to any Michelle before that situation transpired. Before 35, you can't compare yourself to any Michelle. So this current season, not necessarily the season, not 2025 season, but also, yes, because we change as the seasons change. But I'm not talking about this specific, um summer of 2025 season of Michelle. I'm talking about anything that happened before I experienced what I experienced at the age of 35. I cannot compare myself at this season in my life to who I was, and my willpower and my determination and my grit and my resilience and my stick to itiveness and my motivation and all of that. I can't compare who I am now to who I was before all those things transpired. It's just, it does me a disservice. It does not help me along, because the reality is, although she went through things from a very young age, she didn't experience that at that age. And so my motivation was different. Okay, I often say my motivation in my 20s was, we going to the club on Friday, I gotta drop this quick 10. Or because my ex-husband was in the military and all that comes with that, it was a completely different world, a different culture. Those of you out there that were a part of the military world, you get it. It was an environment of physical fitness, competition, turbo speed, high flight, like they were always military personnel. They had to be taped periodically, and so they had to fit into certain measurements. And so I was often around spouses and active duty members, specifically military and Air Force. Um, and they were always shedding. And then I had my own journey since I was the age of 18 before he ever went in the military of trimming. So 240 ish. I can't remember if it was 242, 243, but 240 ish at the age of 18, 19. Then I dropped 65 pounds. So I had my own wellness journey before he joined that, but then being around that all the time, the culture, the environment, it was way easier to keep it off. Fast forward, coming back home, is civilian life is completely different. So it is when you have been like transplanted from what you were used to a new environment, or what you were used to back to an old environment that was not conducive to your overall health and well-being. It is a struggle sometimes to go when everybody else is laid up and lounging and eating tons of fast food and processed food. When we were out traveling around, living these different places, I did not eat this much fast food. We ate some, but it was like a treat because a lot of people cooked, and we had gatherings, and we were always throwing down and barbecuing. So it's just a different world. But yeah, so you can't compare yourself to this leg of your journey, or you can't compare this leg of your journey to a past leg of your journey. So I'll pause there, and we're getting more people in. Welcome, Stephanie 57 Journey. Let me know if you want to come up on stage. Oh, I gotta put the link in the chat. If you want to come up on stage and join me and share any wins you had this past week. This first 15 minutes or so, I've just been laying the foundation about this week's club win theme, and it's all about celebrating your wins in this current season that you're in, this current leg of your journey, and not comparing it to your former years or the former version of you, because we've all had it a bit easier the younger we were, as far as losing some weight and being a little bit better with our habits, our healthy habits, our behaviors, our mindsets. And then things change a little bit. I see ya. I see ya. To the stage. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Hey, hey, hey. Hello.
Happy Friday.
What's up, girl? Yes,
how you doing?
It's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday.
Oh my goodness, look at your granddaughter.
Friday. Hey, Shelly Pope. It's Friday, sis.
Stop being gross. I'm on live. Yes. Yes, here we go. It's Friday. Welcome to Club Win, y'all.
It's Friday.
Welcome to Club Win. I love your Friday dance.
Huh?
I love your Friday dance and your song.
Yay, it's Friday. I say every morning on my in the morning on Fridays on my video. It's Friday.
Yeah.
What's happening on Club Win tonight?
Yes, so I just laid the foundation about the theme. We got a couple of giveaways thanks to the donation of Stephanie 57 Journey. She donated some flags because that's our signature on Club Win. Our signature is having a good time, celebrating ourselves, dancing, laughing, loving on one another, uplifting one another. And she donated some amazing fans. So let's see who pops in the live. And I did not come up with like a raffle idea. So I figured the first and the last person to join outside of us will be the winners. The winners. Yes. But thank you so much for donating and contributing. That is so great.
Yeah.
Oh, and I made a thumbnail per your advice. I made a thumbnail like the live thumbnail thing. But then when I went to post it, like I went to post the post because that's the only place I've seen where you can put it up at without having to create a video. So I put it there, but I had to like split the thumbnail because it was too long for the post. So if you look at my post, it's like side by side, but it's essentially a divided thumbnail because I couldn't figure out.
Can you send it to me? Oh,
Yeah,
are
I'll
you
send it
on
to
your
you.
phone? Can
No,
you
no,
send it
I'm
to
on
me?
my iPad. So let me.
Because I'm
I
sitting
have
up
to,
here creating something real quick to put on my thing.
let me send it to you right now.
That's why I called you earlier to see if you had something that I could put on my post.
Ah, I was
Oh yeah, I know what
lounging.
you're talking
Where's
about.
it
I
at?
know what you because the post. Hey Jay, what's up? Okay, you went to your post to put it up there.
Yeah, I went to the post to put it up there, but it split it up because it was too
Okay, yeah.
long.
So you have to. That's because when you go into your post, the way it can go up, yeah, it has to be like a video or a saved or like if you go in the what's this StreamYard, you could set
Uh-huh.
you set your live for the time that you want it to come out. Say if you wanted to come out for 6:30. So if it's set for that time,
Mm-hmm.
then you can that's when you can go back into your channel and find your post, and then you can press video, and the
Okay.
video or just the video pop up there. First timer Jay is the first timer. What's up, Jay?
Hi, Jay. Welcome to Club Win.
Hey
Welcome to
Jay,
Club Win.
what's up?
Welcome to Club
Jay
Win.
is uh Jay is Jay, put it like this. Jay calls Nat red.
Oh, I think I've heard. So Ned is my sister,
Yes,
Jay, and I think I've heard of you. I've
yes,
heard
yes.
of you.
Jay, this is my other daughter. This is my oldest daughter. I think he probably met you a couple times.
Well,
Yeah.
welcome to Club Win.
But send me the picture anyway.
Yes, I'm actually looking for it because I created the thumbnail, but I'm not finding it in my gallery right now, and I'm not
Oh,
sure
okay.
why.
Well, that's all right. I did something just to put it up on my post.
Hmm. It got to be somewhere where you can do it.
Jay,
I took a.
what you heard? He said, "What you heard?"
Eh, nothing bad. I just remember that the red thing. I remember that. Nothing bad. Nothing bad,
What you
Jay.
heard? Yeah,
That's
there you go.
funny.
Like, well, Jay, this is Club Win, my friend. Where
Oh,
you
I
talk
think I
about
know.
your, huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna pull it up. I
Okay,
think
this
it's on
Club
here.
Win where you come in here. My daughter's this her channel where you come in here. You talk about your wins. What did you like your wins as far as what you accomplished this week? And she talk about just
Uh oh.
inspirational stuff along with our wins. Positivity. It's all about the positivity. And what happened? Are you still there?
I'm here. I'm just sending it. I realized I did it on my iPad, so I had to get out the screen to send it to you.
Oh, okay.
But I'm here. I can hear you.
You
460.
got a lot if rest. Is that your win that you got a lot of rest this week?
Oh, that's so important.
It
That's such an
is.
important win.
And she will definitely tell. Okay, I think I just got it. What the world? What is this?
Did you get it?
She got a swimming suit on and everything on here. Yeah, I got it. I got
Listen,
a lot of
okay?
rest.
Getting rest is so
Real
crucial,
win.
Jay. Oh man, I did not realize how important it was until my sleep started getting interrupted, like mid 30s after I went through some things. But I always used to joke growing up. I would tell people that if I didn't get 8 hours, oh my goodness, I would not be able to function. And it wasn't until I had that situation, I couldn't sleep, and I wound up getting diagnosed with insomnia. And it's been an uphill battle since. I absolutely could not really function. I mean, feeling jittery, unable to focus, no energy, craving all the sugar and all the carbs. Like, I don't know. I don't know how folks do it because I struggle. People who often get 3, 4 hours of sleep, it is so hard. So hard. You
Yes,
said, yes,
it's
resting is
true.
part of my therapy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, one thing in wellness we talk about that the most important thing you can do is get sleep. Before food, before working out, it's sleep. But everything is so interconnected. If you're not eating well, if you're not moving your body, if you spend too much time on devices, that absolutely impacts your ability to sleep well.
Sorry.
I normally put some blues songs on. Ah, and you knocked out. Oh, that sounds calming. Some blues music. That's good stuff. Well, Jay, one thing I want to tell you is that I don't know if it's your vibe, but Stephanie 57 Journey donated two fans for today's live for the folks who come on. So I decided to make it for the first person and the last person to win. The first person who joined outside of us and the last person to join outside of us to win the fan. So even if you don't want it, you can pass it on to somebody who might want it. It looks like might be flowers, very vibrant colors. I can find you a guy one. I can order you a guy one. This might be a little bit too vibrant. But the significance of the fans for Club Win is that so I've been collecting fans for quite some time. I spent some time in South Korea and I came back with the Asian themed fans because they're very popular over there, but also grew up in church, and church fans is a thing. But specifically collecting fans since I was in South Korea. And then every year here in Cleveland, you said I'll pass it, okay?
You say I'm fast.
Every year here in Cleveland, they do the Asian festival. And so I collect them. And then all of a sudden this year, I don't know if you noticed, but it's been this type of trendy situation happening with the fans with that song, the I got my boots
My
on the
boots on the
ground.
ground.
Yes, where them fans at?
Oh,
So, because I used to club a lot, Jay, I used to party quite a bit in my younger years. And I don't party that much anymore, but I still love to celebrate people. I figured that I put together this little thing here called Club Win, where we get together on Friday nights for a period of time and we just highlight our wins throughout the week and celebrate and uplift one another because we know that life can be tough. We beat up on ourselves, and other people can be negative towards us. It can be challenging if you have difficult bosses, difficult colleagues. Sometimes it's just a bit much, and so it's important for us to take out time on a daily to celebrate ourselves, and then collectively celebrate with one another. Just people
yeah.
who got good hearts, good spirits, and just want to see everyone win. And so that's the essence of Club Win. Let's see. Yes, I get tired of hearing that song. It's so annoying. I will try not to sing it as much on here, but I can play some other tunes. Maybe I'll play some blues. But blues is it's a little slow. That's when you put that on when the club is about to end, and you flick on the lights and the last call come, and you play the little slow jam music.
Well, no, I mean not all blues is slow. It's just that you're not in that genre. But girl, it's some blues it's pretty good.
Upbeat.
I used to listen to some of it when I was in my kicking it days. Everybody want a fan, they can't keep up
Keep
on
on making
making
them
them
fans.
fans next to
Next
the
one.
boots. Everybody else want to get
This is a pretty solid fan though. Like the material is solid. A lot of my fans are generally flimsy with the material, but that one is pretty solid. Um, so you got some rest. That's great. That's great. Mom, do you have any wins from this past week you want to highlight?
heck yeah, man. Um, I do got some wins. We made the one major win that I made was I made a major decision.
Yes.
Is to
Let me get ready.
my is to change my whole career. This is my last month of doing daycare after 25 years.
My goodness, my goodness. That is a heck of a change. That is a heck of a change.
Years, it's my my last my last month. I tell you, I was going back and forth for a while. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Then I wasn't gonna do it, and then I decided to do it. And then I was like, I'm just gonna stay here for another year. I'm just gonna do daycare for another year. And I said, Michelle came over. What Monday? Did you come over Monday or Saturday?
She came over. It was earlier this week.
Saturday. It was Saturday, yeah. She came over Saturday, and because I was doing homework, remember?
Oh yeah.
And we had the conversation. And before you came over, I was already thinking about it. And because one of my parents asked me about it, and I was like, she asked me, was I gonna move? And I was like, I'm just gonna have to stay here for another year. But ever since me and her had that conversation, I wasn't settled. You know, my spirit, just my soul wasn't settled with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just need to just pack this stuff up and go stay with my daughter for a month. And within that month, just change everything. You know what I'm saying? Get out of it and work within that month, change everything. And so we talked about it. We talked about some of our concerns about living together as two alpha women, as mama and daughter. You know, we talked about all of those things, and that was one of my concerns because I don't want to make her uncomfortable. And when you go into somebody else's house, you have to respect their house. And even though I'm her mother, and she ain't gonna disrespect me, but it's her house and she's opening up her house. So I have to, it's like, it's a change. It's a balance and it's a change. And it's a change for me because I've been living by myself for like 7 years. And I done got way used to it. I really love it. So, but we had the conversation and after the conversation, while we was having the conversation, I felt like my spirit was settled with this. I was calm in it. I was calm in it. It was like, yeah. 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 You know what I'm saying? Like, this is.
I think you're glitching a little bit. You're freezing a little bit.
This is the right thing. This is the right thing to do. And let me see. Let me turn this other. I had another window open. I had to shut that window down. Yeah, I was like, yep, it's the right thing to do. And after that, after we talked, and after I made the conscious decision to not waver, I done felt good about it. So Monday morning we talked, and it was like Monday morning, the first thing I did, the first parent that came to my door, I told her this is my last month.
Yeah.
I told all my parents within that month that this was my last month doing daycare. And then I went over to the office and told them this is my last month here. Because if I don't do it now, I'm stuck in this lease for another year. And I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here for another year. I don't want to have to go have a job. And then if I have to come home late at night from my job because they do have things at school. I gotta go come through that parking lot, and it's just not safe at night. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, so I feel good about it. I feel great about it. It's a level of anxiety because I have to pack
Mm-hmm.
up this house. I gotta throw. I was like the stuff in my living room. I was just looking around in my living room the other day, and it was like 80% of this stuff in here gotta go. It ain't even. It's all daycare. It
Yeah.
has to go. I got my desk and my couch is the only thing that's in here besides the stuff in the kitchen. It's the only thing that's in here that don't have nothing to do with daycare. It's my desk
Yeah.
and my couch. And I don't even think I'm gonna keep this couch, this desk. Because remember we talked about me having a desk in front
Mm-hmm.
of the window. I don't want to take this one. I want another desk. I want a different kind. And
They have some
so
that I can get you one that converts so that way it don't take up too much space and it can be down when you're not using it. Jay said, I know how you feel. I was so ready to move from Dallas. Did you make that move, Jay? Because relocating is no joke. It's no joke.
yeah. So I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this.
I'm so happy. Wait, let's play some music. I'm so happy for you. Can you hear the music?
Yeah. It's a little low, but I can hear it. I don't know why my thing is low.
I moved back home to Mississippi. You're from Mississippi. Now, let me tell you something. I just was watching a live and the Derek, I want to say it's Derek Johnson, the head of NAACP, and I want to say it's a councilman down there. I forgot his name, but I was watching a live panel discussion with some, and they were in Mississippi, um, and they were talking about how rich the land is, like how rich the soil is, and it's the ideal place to grow, to purchase land, to grow on land, the agriculture down there. It's a lot of great opportunity. And I had no clue. But I have been since COVID, people have been moving and becoming nomads and starting gardens. And Mississippi has definitely been on the radar. So, all right, Mississippi. Might have to get. I literally was thinking like, oh, maybe I need to get some land down there. Because we all
I
about
know he
generational
because
wealth around
he
here.
got a nice Jay got a nice piece of land. He got a nice house. He got a pool.
Ooh, all right now. You're gonna need it down there because it's hot. I know it's hot down in Mississippi. That's southern. That's deep
Yeah,
south.
yeah.
It is Mississippi supply more than you think. Okay.
One
Okay.
of my other
I
one
think
of my
people sleep
other
on
wings.
Mississippi.
Oh, nah, girl, yeah. Well, people that's not usually that's from the north or whatever, but our
Mm-hmm.
heritage, all our people came from, down south, somewhere down there. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but we done got so cityfied. We done
Yeah.
got so cityfied. Remember the rule.
So when I was doing that deep dive into our ancestry and learning about our history, specifically our family history with the Vaughns, so great grandma and great grandpa, one of them came from my understanding, Auntie Kim was sharing this a long time ago. One of them came from Mississippi and one of them came from Alabama, but they met in Ravenna,
Oh yeah.
Ohio. But like their
Uh-huh.
heritage came from Mississippi, Alabama. But at some point, like our heritage, specifically on the maternal side, we were in the Carolinas at one point because the whole slave trade thing. So it's pretty fascinating. I've never been to Mississippi, but apparently we got some roots from there, Jay. He said we do a lot of growing here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure a lot of farm. Yeah, I mean, if I was down there, I had me a nice little old farm. My sister just moved to Ohio.
What
Oh,
part?
okay.
What part of Ohio? I'm curious. I'm curious. It's so fascinating. Like we've had this great flight of people that were up here in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, moving down to Florida and Atlanta, different parts of Georgia, the Carolinas, specifically people that I know in my family and then colleagues. Um, and then we have people down south who move up here. I guess everybody just want change every now and again in their life.
Yeah. Because I was talking to Nat the other day, and she was trying to go.
Where's she going?
She was trying to convince me to come down there. I was like, sis.
Go on, get down there.
No, I said I am not going in Tornado Alley. No.
Yeah. Hilarious.
I'm not going to Tornado Alley.
Oh, look, Jay said a lot of people think we still grow cotton.
Really? That's narrow-minded.
They have factories for it, right? Because I mean, cotton is still created.
Yeah, I was about to say, but people,
we still need cotton in like everything. So I'm assuming they got factories that do that now.
Yeah, because I was about to say, yeah, it's still cotton, ain't it? I don't know how how they do it. But now, shoot, you got to pay folks to pick cotton. Picking cotton ain't free no more.
Shoot, I don't think we need to do it. I seen some type of documentary where it was like a robot that was picking. I like watching documentaries. It was some documentary that a robot was picking the cotton, and then it was being manufactured in a factory somewhere. I
can see that.
Saved where that was. But it was fascinating, and it made me think of cotton differently because the negative connotation with our people in cotton, but in reality, cotton is in so much stuff, so it just make you think of it a little differently.
Yeah,
I can see that. But go ahead. You said you had another win, Mom. You had another win from this past week.
My other win was that I did three workouts this week, and then one of my days I did a 3-mile walk in the house. I was like, it was
3
for an
hour. 3 miles.
It was an hour. It was like 45 minutes. 45 minutes. Yeah.
That is major. 3 miles. Oh.
45 minutes.
Drain flies. Oh. Drain flies. These drain flies. You hear me? Look.
I was tired too. Jay was on there.
I got some of this for them drain flies, but I got some other stuff too. They're getting on my nerves. I woke up this morning like.
Did you put the bleach?
Not bleach.
Did you put the bleach in the drains like I told you?
No, not bleach. So I have PVC pipes and then metal pipes. So I'm doing like the natural stuff. I use some chemical stuff, and now I'm about to cleanse it with the natural stuff, which is baking soda and vinegar to break up the stuff in there inside the pipes. And then I'll end it with this green goblin stuff, but I have to do it over a course of however many days. So it's been a process.
We used to grow a lot of corn.
Oh, corn.
Girl, I understand you want to clean the drains, but you could at least put the bleach in there. That would kill the bugs while you cleaning your drain.
Yeah, so I have to do it in parts because all the different chemicals, and you can mess up and corrode the pipes. So that's what I'm saying. I got to do step by step. We used to grow a lot of corn until that went downhill. The government bailed a lot of farmers out and start building catfish ponds. What? That's why if you go to a store now, you'll see farm-raised catfish. Whoa. What? Farm-raised catfish. I mean, now farm-raised fish is not a surprise to me now. It's not a surprise to me. When I was in 2015, or 2016, I went to Disney World, and they were showing how they had like hydroponic plants, and they had their man-made version of the environment where they had the fish growing and living and breeding in this contraption they had. I think it was at Epcot, if I'm not mistaken. It was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I don't like all that. When I went to a farmer, I went to a farmer's market. I went to a market. I went to
Uh-huh.
the Asian market, and I saw they had in the back part where they had the big old tank or whatever you want to call it, and they had all them tilapia fish in there
Mm-hmm.
and some other fish, and I was like, this look horrible. That
Mm-hmm.
water was so dirty.
Yeah.
It was
Mm-mm.
really dirty. It was terrible. It was terrible. I was like, I wouldn't buy no fish out of here. Not
Mm.
me, said the cat.
Uh, uh.
I would not buy any fish out of there.
Yeah, no. If the water's
But
dirty,
yeah,
uh-uh. Nuh-uh.
the water was
Um,
filthy.
mm-mm. That's gross. That's gross. Okay, I'm gonna jump in on the win. Okay, so listen, I have been on vacation since I don't even know what day it is. The worst thing you can eat today is processed chicken. Really? And also, I get it. But go ahead and say more. Go ahead and say more, Jay, as to why that is. Um, I've seen some documentaries over the years of what they inject them with and the conditions that they live in. Um, and it's hard because I love me some chicken. I just had me some chicken. Yeah, some Bonchai Asian chicken. It was so good. Um, but so I've been on vacation, and a major win is that I have not. I don't think I did any work all week except for payroll. I did payroll on Monday because I got staff and everybody got to get paid. But other than payroll, I have not done any work throughout my vacation. People that know me know that that is hard for me not to do any work because being a workaholic is a real struggle.
Yes,
It
it
is a
is.
real
Yes, it is.
struggle because it feel like if I now I still have looked at some emails, but I haven't responded. But I'm just seeing the emails grow, and it causes some anxiety because when I get back, I got to tackle it all. And I'm just like, if I just do a little bit each day, then it won't be so bad when I get back. But oh my goodness, it feels so freeing not to do work. And I had some days where it's like, I don't even want to. I don't even want to go back for real. I feel like that's a day I do not want to go back for it. When you take a break of your everyday, when you take a break of your everyday responsibilities, your tasks, and you just have the freedom to do what you want to do, when you want to do it on your own time and your own dime, I'm like, it clears you up to see and assess, is this something that I really want to do or not? Do I really want to do this kind of work or
Yeah.
not? And I mean, you already know. I've shared this with you. I'm already at the point where it's I was ready. I was ready to find some other options because I have to like make myself enjoy too much of my job. Like certain parts I enjoy, but too much of it I don't enjoy more than I enjoy. Put it like that. The I will say the where I am right now in my journey in life with work, I want to use my time and energy towards fighting for equitable policies and making sure environments and communities are good and have equitable access to resources. All that to impact a big macro scale of folks' health and well-being, and not the mundane stuff with these reports and supplies and inventory and vaccines. That's not how I want to spend my day to day. I want to use my day to
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
my brain power. I want to use it towards informing policy and policy changes that will have long lasting impacts. So, being on this vacation was like, yeah, it's time. It's time. And
Yeah.
what happened when I was on my way to an island this past
Ah!
week?
Yeah.
I got
You sure you want to say that on here?
What?
You sure you want to say that?
Yeah. I'm just gonna say I got an invitation to do an interview. I got an invitation to do an interview, doing the work that I want to do at this point in my life. Like going in the right direction. Getting out of the work that I've been doing for the past 7 years. With the one organization for 7 years, but out of this part of healthcare and public health, and being fully immersed in public health and being able to impact policy at a higher level, and it trickles down to communities, and individuals. So that's what I want to do, and taking the time out. This is going to your point about rest, Jay. Taking the time out to just spend time with yourself, to explore and experience life on your own time. You just realize like what's important to you and what you can do without. And that's the realization I came to this past week, spending time with myself. And also knowing I want to, whatever I do, I want to live well enough and have the freedom enough and the flexibility enough to travel and explore and go on adventures. Because I had the best time at the island that I was at. And it was a 24-hour turn and burn trip, but it was so freeing. I experienced so much in that 24 hours. I was not in front of anybody's TV other than at nighttime when I was just laid there and everything was shut down. But it was just an amazing experience. So I encourage everybody out there to, if you've been doing the same kind of work and it's just like you're doing your day-to-day, your what do they call, you're on autopilot,
right?
And it's just mundane. Yeah, and you just do it because you're used to it. And this goes to what you were talking about, Mom, and what you were talking about, Jay, when y'all made those decisions to move on and close out that leg of y'all journey and start a new one. It is so needed to spend time with yourself to see, okay, what do I really want at this stage in my life?
Mm-hmm.
And what really brings me joy? What lights me up? What inspires me? What do I look forward to doing on a day-to-day basis? And I know I'm 38, about to be 39, but I still got a lot left in me and a lot that I want to do. And I do not want to be stuck in a position or a place that does not serve me anymore. Like I've done what I could do and it's not giving what it need to give.
All right.
So it's time to
ain't giving no more.
No. Jay said
that's what
he was working at a chemical company. You'd be surprised what they putting in that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Oh my goodness, Jay. Go and drop it in the chat.
That's how I felt about cause in July, the new policies and procedures for Step Up to Quality is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been doing what I need to do in order to get my paperwork up to date, policies and procedures and all the rest of that. But I'm like, I don't even want to do that no more.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I feel. It's like I don't want to even do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I know how to do it, but it's like I don't want to do this paperwork. I don't want to do that paperwork. I don't want to have to even write that. Okay. Mm-hmm. But now when I do go into the job that I'm going in, there is going to be some paperwork that's going to have to be done, because anytime you're taking care of children, you have to do the paperwork and everything. But I think because for me, I work well under a structured environment. Mm-hmm. Where I am now, it's my own structure, and my own structure is leisure. I'm like, I get to it. But I'm the type of person where I work well under pressure. Mm-hmm. So if I know but it shouldn't have to be like that. You know what I'm saying? If I know they're gonna do something, okay, I'll get it done. I'll get it done. Don't even call me. I can't go nowhere for the whole month because I procrastinated. I got to get this done. And so, but that's just the way. I don't know why. but I work well under pressure, put it like that, and I'm okay with being able to work well under pressure. But I should not be putting the pressure on myself. I shouldn't be doing it to myself.
Yeah.
And so actually with this step up to quality, I've been doing, I've been doing the stuff. She give me, a lady is helping me, and she's overseeing my progress. And so I've been doing the stuff that she tell me to do. And every time she come or call me, I already have it done because I've been doing it for so many years. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing it for so many years. I know what to do, even though some of the papers have changed. I still know what to do or what to say because I've been doing it for so long. And if I don't have the right words, she helps me with the right words. But it's like, yeah, I'm just ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go to work, do my job, and leave the work at work.
Yeah.
Come home. And now we're working with kids. You have to do, there'll be some things that I'll have to do. Especially if I'm going to be the assistant teacher, I have to do some things for my teacher. And I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that, but I'm like not the main person in charge. It ain't no joke having your own business. It ain't no joke having your own business. You have to, especially if you by yourself. It'd be different if I had somebody else working with me that could do some of the paperwork for me. Like if I had a secretary or something like that. But when you got to do everything by yourself, it's taxing.
Yeah.
It is taxing. Like I gotta do the payroll. I gotta do keep up on all the paperwork. County got paperwork. I'm gonna step up the quality so I can have a higher pay rate. So that consumes a lot of paperwork. You got to do activities and stuff. So you got to look up the activities. You got to prepare the activities. You got to implement the activities. You got to do lunch. You got to change. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And after 25 years, I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, we're celebrating that you taking this lead. Because I know that was not an easy decision to come to. After doing a job for 25 years, I know for me, with being a place for 7 years is like, oh my goodness, but I'm ready. So like I've told you before, I couldn't imagine being at a job or having a job or a business for 25 years and making that decision to transition after that, because that's like a lot of people are retiring after 25 years of service of anything,
right?
And you're starting
I'm moving back into the field.
Yeah, but here's what I say, and Jay, I'm gonna respond to your last couple of comments in a second. Here's what I'll say out loud to the public that I've said to you in private about that move. As your daughter, I know quite a bit about your story, right, and your experiences that you've shared with me throughout my years, specifically my adulthood. And so what I always tell my mom, Stephanie 57 Journey is my mom. Also, Stephanie 50 and Climbing is my mom. But what I often tell her is that as her daughter, hold on, girl, I am on live, child. She ain't got nothing. She don't care about Nathan and nobody. Bye, girl. Okay. So what I've been telling my mom for years is that it is so important that this leg of her journey, that she does what brings her joy, because she's been taking care of people. She done been through a lot in her life, and she hasn't really had a chance to just do what it is that she want to do for her without still being responsible for somebody else. Because of course, with her being a in-home childcare provider for 25 years, we've all had kids throughout that time frame, and all of us have utilized her services at one point or another, and some of us longer than others. Okay, I can say to my sister. So, but all of us,
all them kids,
all of us, and even like family members outside of her outside of her children, and friends and friends of friends. Like she has taken care of and raised so many of the neighborhood kids. Just so many people you have touched throughout your 25 years of being in childcare in that field, and providing the services that you provide. Now it's time for and the obligations associated with that, you know. And sometimes you were working first shift, second shift. At times you were doing third shift, depending on who needed your services.
Yeah.
And you know, being tied to your house and your house being overwhelmed by childcare decor and sections of childcare supplies and equipment. So I'm excited for you to be able to take your life back. So it's just what you want to do for you. And you can go visit who you want to visit, but your house isn't taken over by other people and other people's stuff and daycare supplies. So I'm just excited for that. In my opinion, it's past time, right? But I have learned that it's all in the correct time. It's all in God's timing. And when you are ready to take that leap, you're ready. And it's only when you're ready. It doesn't matter if I'm ready for you, because I'm not the one that got to make the leap. It matters when mentally,
Right.
emotionally, spiritually, financially, you are ready to make that leap. So I'm excited for you. That's a major life change. And Jay, you've had your
It is,
experience, your version of
man.
that experience as well. So that's exciting. That's exciting. Yes.
Listen, I am counting down the days. Today I was like 3 more weeks, Stephanie. 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
3 more weeks, because you know, like, of course I'm not gonna be sitting idle, but I feel like I am gonna be able to get a vacation. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm gonna be able to get a vacation. Ain't gotta worry about nobody's kids. I'm gonna have 30 days to not have to wake up to somebody else's child. Well, my grandkids, you know, they grown, I mean, half grown, grown, whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna have to open the door and take care of somebody else's kid. I'll be able to, what it is I'll just be able to take care of myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll be able to take care of myself. I don't have to get up real early if I don't want to, but which I am trying to make the switch to get myself up early anyway, because I can get more done, and something about doing things in the morning hours that's just better.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
feel like your
That's
whole
good.
day is gone. You don't feel like your whole day is gone. I was like, man, I can't wait. I can get up in the morning. If Michelle go to the gym early, I go to the gym early with her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever. We can get up and go to the gym. I can come home and take a shower. You know, I was even like, I can fix them dinner sometimes. You know, I was even thinking like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these things, it's like just thinking about being able to just do what you want to do and not what you have to do
Yeah.
for somebody else.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
somebody else. I've been watching a lot of different people too, like women that like over 50 that done changed their life, and
Mm-hmm.
you know,
That's
because
good.
of whatever reason, and they had to move and everything, got nice apartments, and the apartments is nice, and they taking time for themselves, and you know, and just watching people that get up at 5 in the morning, even though I'm not getting up at 5 in the morning. They get up at 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning and start their day, and that kind of thing. And so lately I've been watching people that I do that too, but I have been watching people that like declutter their house, if
Oh
you
yeah,
will.
good. Good, good. Because I got a
Because
video
I,
I'm gonna
you know,
send you.
like, because I did, you know, after I did that one section, it was like, but you ain't did nothing else. So you're gonna have to take time this weekend to use that basket, and I'm gonna start with that side room. Get this stuff out your house and take it downstairs and throw it away. I was like, man, you know, it
Yeah,
is
because
a
the
lot
days
of
are
work.
ticking. The days
Yes,
are
it's a
ticking.
lot of work. So it's like you have a lot of. I'm talking to myself. You have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of work to do, and those 3 weeks will come real fast. So this weekend, you need to really take the time to, along with your homework. And it's June. This is the month that I'm supposed to do something every weekend. Every weekend, but I am gonna be doing something. I have to prioritize, and I have to take care of what I have to take care of. Look, I might have to push my June-cation back to July-cation. Okay.
Yeah, once you get settled. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you. Wait, really quickly, because I wanted to answer to Jay. So Jay, he mentioned that he mentioned the thing about the chemical company and what they be putting in it. Jay, what I wanted to say to you, this is where our worlds cross. Working in public health, one of the very first policies that I ever focused on was food policy. And so I did that for like 5 years. And food policy, we were focused on food apartheid, food deserts before that apartheid language came about, food apartheid specifically. And then policies like how food is grown, how it's manufactured, how it's produced, how it's packaged, and the chemicals and things that go in it. And although food is considered quote unquote healthy by name or by look, based on what they put in it, it could be making you just as sick or sicker than traditional unhealthy foods. And so companies unfortunately find ways to get around regulations and to get their hands in politicians' pockets. So regulations can be overlooked when it comes to specific companies and industries, which is essentially what is causing all of us to be sick and sicker than we should be, and our lives are getting shortened, or the quality of life that we have is diminishing as a result of what's in our food. So I'm sure, Jay, you got some stories that you can share and you can tell about that. But I wanted you to know that's where our paths, our worlds cross, if you will. You working in that work and me working in public health, and being an advocate for that. Because like being in healthcare is one drop in the bucket of trying to improve people's health. Like people come to us, we try to get to prevention in that, but a lot of healthcare is dealing with people once they get sick. And so I want to get on the side of full-time prevention where we're attacking the policies. We're making sure that these policies, that these regulations are worded in a way and set up in a way and enforced in a way that this stuff will stop, because they're killing us and we're none the wiser, you know? You put true, it's all about the dollar coming in. Yeah, it's about greed. It is about greed. That's why a lot of us are experiencing so many chronic diseases, obesity being one. The most recent thing I was listening to that I was going to read more about is I'm sure everybody heard about GLP-1s at this point, and the fast food industry, they're in talks of putting things in food to make the fast food resistant to the GLP-1. So even if you're taking GLP-1 injections, which is not just helping with weight loss, it's helping with addiction, it's helping with different chronic diseases. It's helping with sleep, it's helping with so much that impacts our day-to-day and our overall health and well-being, that people aren't going to fast food that is on GLP-1. They're staying away from it. And so like all things, food industries get hip, or industries get hip, and their main thing is to keep you buying from them, to keep you in their lines, to keep you in their stores. And so they're going to do and put in what they need to put in to the food that will cause you to crave it more, to not be able to combat the chemicals that are put in it. So that just came across, I don't know if it was in my email or if it was one of the podcasts that I was watching, or a documentary or something. I be getting information from all over the place, but I haven't done a deep dive into it. But it's not surprising. If that is the case, that's not surprising. That has been done from the very beginning. all the things that have come out about how all the sugar is put in so many, any type of OSE at the end, that's a form of sugar, and the way it's put in there in our food, all different type of food substances, it keeps us hooked. And it is 10 times as addictive as heroin. That's the last study that I read. So many documentaries on that. So it keeps us hooked because of greed. Going back to what Jay said, it keeps us hooked because of greed. Because the more we're addicted to something, the more we will purchase it, and the fatter their pockets will get. Okay, so it is about greed. It is a business at the end of the day. And so the more of us that become aware of these things, and the more of us that advocate for policies and regulations to be strict, to protect our own health and well-being and the well-being of those that we love and our fellow community members, the more we can turn this thing in the right direction and make it equitable. But a lot of people, even if they're eating what is quote unquote healthy, like chicken is a great protein, but if they're putting all type of things in it that's making us sick or making us insulin resistant, or we're
Yeah.
more prone to chronic diseases, it's not a good protein. And the same thing with vegetables. If they're spraying things on those crops in those fields that are turning things on, impacting our receptors, having our hormones go out of whack, it doesn't matter if it looks healthy if it was not produced in a healthful way to our systems when we ingest it. It's harmful. If it's not, I tell my kids this all the time, if it's not in the community, if it's not helping us, it's harming us. And so more of us need to make noise about that. We need to stand up. We need to advocate. And the best way that we can stand up for ourselves and get things moving is with the vote of our dollar, because we know their game plan is greed. So if we vote by our dollars, things will change. Okay. But we got to do it collectively. Jay said, for example, a chicken at your own place, you raising a chicken in 27 days from a chicken hatch will grow to like 4-pound bird. Tyson and Sanderson Farm in 27 from hatch is going, I'm trying to understand that. Oh, 8 or 9 pound bird. So like steroids, is that what you're getting at? Because I watched a
So
documentary on
steroids,
that.
steroids.
I watched a documentary on that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. Like, so what I took from what you wrote, Jay, is that if we grow a chicken in 27 days, the chicken is typically a 4-pound bird. But if we get it from like these processed plants, that chicken is 2 times the size in the same amount of days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because of
Yeah.
the steroids.
Yeah. And then
Mm-hmm.
we're ingesting it. And so that's impacting us and throwing our systems off, throwing us off
Yeah, because
completely.
steroids make us gain weight.
Mm-hmm.
Steroids make us gain weight because when we have to take like them asthma medicines and all the rest of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff got steroids in it, and it
Yeah.
makes us heavier. And so when we, instead of people that's, people think that they doing good by eating this chicken, but if it got steroids in it, you wonder why you still heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like the chicken got steroids in it. So we still it's not as combatant, it's going against what we want to do with our system.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
that
it's
that
like
makes it challenging. It makes it challenging. But
they
that's
just
why
messing with
club.
all the food at this point.
Yeah. And that's why we got to give ourselves grace through this process, because there's so many of us are like, why can't I lose? Why am I struggling? And going back to the theme of this week for Club Win is not comparing yourself at this leg of your journey to a former leg of your journey, because what you experience at this leg of your journey, what you're consuming, what you have going on, what is happening in the world around us, the systems, the power to be, so much of it is
It's totally
impacting
different.
us. It's impacting us, our ability to live well. It's impacting our sleep, Jay, because if some stuff is in that food that's throwing things off with the way that our brain processes, so much of it. Like when I went through my, I got burnt out, Jay, and I had a mental breakdown. And one of the first things, I'm a person who is an educator for life. I'm a student for life. I love learning new things. And one of the first things that I went to was to search information as to what could have caused what I experienced. And I followed this doctor, Dr. Mark Hyman. He was one of famous doctors in Cleveland Clinic. He since then opened up his own practice, but he practices functional medicine. And so functional medicine gives a bigger picture as to what's happening with your system through blood work and more extensive lab work than the traditional free labs that our insurance pay for, is which don't tell the full picture. And so with the functional medicine, they look at everything, your mercury levels and all type of things, what's happening in your brain. And so much of what I was learning after coming out of the hospital and diving into his research and all different type of functional medicine doctors and listening to his book, is that so much of what we consume not only impacts our waistline, it impacts the way our brain functions. And so I knew some of this before I got sick and I got burnt out, but I didn't know it to the extent that the foods that you eat can cause depression. It can cause anxiety. It can cause insomnia. A lot of things that I was experiencing, a lot of the things that I was diagnosed with and I was experiencing, it can absolutely be caused by your food and the environment in which the food was produced. So it fascinated me, and then I started eating more things for brain food. Now, before this happened, I was already teaching the community about brain food, and powering up fueling your brain and your body with food. But I didn't know to the extent until I experienced my own burnout mentally, and then start doing my own deep dive into the research that exists. He's put there, yes, they mix it with the feed. The mix do what the mix do is blow up the breasts. That's where most of the meat and weight. Oh, that's where most of the meat and weight is at. Example why when you look around and you see a young girl just, oh, I've seen a documentary about exactly what you're saying. Um, that a young girl, she's more bustier than she should be at that age, is because of the good old chicken wings. Now let me tell you something, Jay. Let me tell you something about these chicken wings. Now I know we talk about chicken, but here go, here go, here go, here go. Let me tell you something. Woo, the way the chicken be having me in a chokehold, okay? Okay. Certain wings, not all wings are created equally, but it is this one Asian spot called Banchan now. Now, when I was in South Korea, they called these wings crack wings. This was a military term they would use. I mean, military folks would say this because, we black, and we know how to throw down and cook some wings. But I had never in my life tasted no wings like these wings here that they made in South Korea. So much so, some of my military friends were sending me inboxes in Facebook talking about can I send them some of that crack chicken from Korea? It is that good. Now, fast forward after we left 2014 South Korea, and I was looking for that chicken. Like I was hooked. Like somebody had that chicken in the States and I would travel to it. It was like fast forward 10 years, almost 10 years later, I learned that they had opened up this spot called Bonchon in Ohio. And this is the exact same chicken that was in Korea. And I just had some yesterday. Okay. When I got hip to it, I was eating it like every week. Every week. It is so good. And I just be hoping every time I go order and I eat it, that it's not come from these factories that you're talking about. Because that chicken be good to my soul, Jay. That chicken be good to my soul. Woo! It'd be good to my soul. Giving up chicken is hard. Okay, I done gave up a lot of things in my life, but giving up chicken is hard. It's hard. Woo!
Sometimes we don't. It's not that don't have to give up certain things.
Yeah.
It's about where you buy it.
Yeah.
Because if you can go to, like, when I was younger, they had like meat markets.
Oh yeah.
And so
like
at
butchers?
those meat markets, they got the meat from farmers.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get like the meat from, the supply and demand chain.
Yeah.
They got the meat from farmers. So we could go buy like a half of like a pig or half a cow or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like families used to do this. They used to put their money in, go to the markets, to the farmers markets, and buy that big bulk of meat. And then at the farmers market, they would chop it up in the, like if it was pork, they would chop it into pork chops, they would chop it up into bacon, they would chop it up into whatever we wanted. So, and I don't know if they still have those type of markets, but if they do, and the best way to get meat that don't have a lot of this crap in it is to go straight to the farmer that take care of, I don't eat meat, but I'm just saying, is to go to the farmer and get it like that. And that way you can, hopefully they'll be honest with what they telling you, if they're grass fed animals. Now, I think that the majority of these animals still have to have, and still got antibiotics in them, because it is so many diseases and stuff out here for the animals that's still getting it, even if they got to get like swine flu or whatever, that because all these bugs is carrying all kind of diseases, so they do have to protect their animals. So I still think that they probably still have like maybe antibiotics in them or whatever. I don't know, I'm just saying. But just
but
like
meat markets do
like we
exist.
get sick, so we still have to have some type of medicine. But I'm saying that the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah, you know what, places
is
like we're in Ohio, they have meat markets. Where I lived, it was big Ukrainian area over there, Jewish areas, and then we have the Amish country that's close by. So they do have meat markets that exist. You might just have to travel for them a little bit, but it's some close, like where I just moved from, that neighborhood that I was in, that was in walking distance. And I've been to some of them, but it's just when you have gotten addicted to and used to and you crave processed food, like I would still have to prepare the meat that I get from the butcher. And I don't know how to prepare like that bonchon chicken. So if I ever find the way to prepare the chicken like the bonchon chicken, I would definitely go to the meat market to get that chicken to then make that myself. But I just wanted to say that had me in a chokehold. But yes, there are meat markets locally, and yes, it is better to buy the local meat and all local food sources, not just meat, but all local food sources. So your vegetables, your fruits, your dairy, your meats, all of that is better to get it locally than to get it from mass production chains at grocery stores. Look at the bunny. Because outside of what they put in them in the factory to keep them safe from infections, they also have to inject them with things to keep them fresh, quote unquote, fresh for travel. So the further away
yeah,
the meat and the vegetables and all that come from, the more chemicals they have to put on there to keep them resistance from aging or going bad quicker. So that's why it's better to get your food locally sourced, because they don't have to put all that stuff in the food, whether it's meat or vegetables and fruit. They don't have to spray it with things to keep it fresh longer, because they're growing it locally, you're buying it locally. And so the shelf life will be what it needs to be. And they don't have to put fake stuff in there or chemicals to expand the shelf life of that specific food item. So right on with what you're saying. Local is always best. And actually local is less expensive too. When you buy locally, it is less expensive than the processed food that comes from further distances. But yeah, I didn't know our conversation was
yeah.
going to go this way, but this is right up my alley, Jay. He says Sanderson Farm is really big and they own other plants. Sanderson is the same as Gold Prib, but keep in mind when one is running low on product, they just buy from other companies. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, you think you're doing good because you're getting this brand over that brand, but in reality, it's the same. It's the same, and it's the same as like cars, where you think you got a high speed car and you got a foreign car, but they got American parts. I learned about that. My ex-husband was a mechanic. I learned about that, and it's kind of funny, but same concept, but in the food realm. So I will say, let's talk about wins with the food before we close it on out. So as far as food consumption, I'll tell you this week has been a major win. This past week has a major win with my food consumption because I told y'all last week and the week before. So I started the 75 soft challenge. This is my third week doing that
Oh
challenge.
yeah.
I have not. So my 75 soft challenge, I put up my video. It's like an 18-minute video. Y'all can take a listen and look at that one. And I give you the breakdown of what it will look like. But I am somebody who I kind of move with the flow. I kind of move with the flow. I don't do the same mundane things. I don't live life like that. That's a super boring life for me. I'm more of a vibrant being and I kind of move with the flow. Um, and sometimes, a lot of times, I work to my advantage, and sometimes it doesn't. But so my day to day looks differently. But sometimes I'm getting a 45-minute workout in straight. Sometimes it's broken up throughout the day. Most times it's broken up throughout the day, except for being on vacation. I was able to do 45-minute workouts and I was kicking my butt. I even did Insanity last weekend with my mom on her live. She goes live every Saturday at 11 on Stephanie 57 Journey. Stephanie 57 Journey, 11 o'clock on Saturdays, and we do live workouts together. So I did Insanity last week, but as far as the food with 75 soft, my main goal has been to stop binge eating. So I've been on many lives on here since I've been doing Club Win. I think this is the fifth or sixth week. Yay for consistency. But
Yes.
many
Yes.
of my yeah, many of my past videos in my journey, my weight loss journey, and just sharing my wellness journey, I have shared that I've struggled with binge eating and being an emotional eater for a very long time. It's been years. I've done so many yo-yo diets. It's wild. I probably can write a book, but I know as many of us out there that have done many, many yo-yo diets over throughout our years.
Yeah.
But binge eating, emotional eating, it starts at emotional eating, high stress levels, and you're just grabbing something quick on the go. And then all of a sudden, you grab something that kicks into your brain and you constantly want that dopamine hit. So much so, you're eating all your emotions, and then you're eating, but you're hiding when you're eating. You're eating when you're not hungry. You're eating when you don't have a taste of the food. You're eating past being full, being stuffed so much you make yourself sick. So binge eating is no joke. It's been a real struggle for me throughout my life. I've often went to food since I was younger. Food and escapism, using food and using TV to escape my reality. And so what I've been doing with 75 Soft Challenge is to gain back control over food. So eating just what I need to eat, what I desire to eat, but in a healthier portion. So a major win this past week for me has been building up on my successes over the past few weeks since starting this challenge, which is I've been slowly shrinking my portions and shrinking the amount of times that I eat within a day. So sometimes, again, I go with the flow. So sometimes yes, that's a major win. So sometimes I'm eating the OMAD, so the 1 meal a day. Sometimes I'm eating 1 meal and one healthy snack a day. Sometimes I'm eating 2 meals a day, but the 2 meals is 1 meal that I made, but I ate half portion earlier in the day and I ate the other half portion later in the day. But I'm eating before 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I definitely don't eat
Yeah.
past 7. But a lot of these days I've been shrinking my food portion. So being on vacation this past week, let me tell you, they had so much great food in these streets, okay? As a foodie, I'm telling you, it is so much great food. I can find me some great food. I can whip up some great food. Like it is no shortage of some good eating around here. And I
I
can get
know.
lost in some sauce. I love a good sauce. I love a good seasoning blend. I could get lost in some good plates. Nothing satisfied me more than ice cream and chocolate with some cherries or some strawberries on it. It's a great mixture. But when I tell you, I did so good. I even left. I took pictures. I'll make a video of it. But I didn't even eat the full portion of my meal, and I left it at the restaurant. Ooh, as a binge eater, that is such a huge win. That is
Wow.
such a success.
That is a
Y'all,
victory.
if you're not a binge eater, you might not understand this, but it is so hard to push a plate away to not eat. It is so hard to push a plate away. It is so hard not to finish the whole plate. It is so hard not to take leftovers to eat as soon as you get home, put your feet up and put some good TV on. It is so hard not to do it, but I did it because when I was on vacation, I wanted energy. I wanted energy. And I had in my mind that I want to eat what I need to eat to fuel me like I used to. This is how I used to eat before. I would I would eat to live, not live to eat. That's a saying I've been saying since I was 18 when I first heard it. So I would eat to live and not live to eat. Well, over the years, as you develop
Yeah.
this binge eating habit, it flips. So you go from eating to live to living to eat, where every day, all day, food is on my
Yep.
mind. Food is on, I mean, I'm going to sleep thinking about what my meal is going to be. I'm also beating myself up for the food that I eat as soon as I consume it. But when I'm going to get the food, it's like all I could think about is the taste in my mouth. Binge eating is one of the hardest struggles, it from my perspective, that I've ever experienced, because I did not struggle with alcoholism or drugs or anything like that. But food, honey, has had me in a choke ho. That's the best way I can explain it. And it was
Yeah.
just such a major feat to, and I start seeing myself. I start seeing like, oh, I didn't finish that full plate. I'm not craving anything. I'm still full after I ate that meal. But oh, even though I'm full, I'm not eating on top of me being full, because when I'm in my binge eating session, if you will, I would just eat a meal, and then I'm already thinking about my next meal. And then I'm not even hungry, but I'm already preparing. I'm sitting down eating my next meal, and then I'm eating snacks on top of that. I was gorging, y'all. It was just so much. And then doing the 75 soft challenge, I had already had to get my mind ready for it. It has been a process. This was not an overnight thing. Since last year, I've been like
Yeah.
taking my life back. And the food has been like one of the last things, but it's been taking my life back. I was on GLP-1 for like 6 or 8 months last year, and that helped me so much, because the first thing before I lost any weight on GLP-1, what I went and talked to my the clinician about, when I went to check in after my first week of getting GLP-1, she asked me like, did I notice any change? And I said, nothing changed on the scale, but the number one thing I noticed that changed the very first day of taking GLP-1 is that I was free in my mind. I was free from the thought of what I was going to be eating. I was free from the food noise that we call it. I was free from being consumed by food and my choices. I could freely make my choices without guilt and shame. Now, I didn't do what I should have did 100% on the GLP-1, because let me tell you, I was still going to the faster foods. I was still eating processed foods, but the GLP-1 was doing what it needed to do. And but as a result of me not 100% changing my eating habits on a consistent basis, when I was getting the help and assistance that I needed during that time on GLP-1, the weight started to slowly come back because my habits didn't 100% change when I had the extra assistance using the GLP-1. So this time around, I have been like allowing myself to go through the motions, beating myself up, crying, struggling, knowing that I wanted to change, knowing that I wanted to not binge eat anymore, but steady battling myself internally with this addiction of binge eating and the spirit associated with binge eating. And let me tell y'all, slowly but surely, I definitely prayed to God and asked God for help. I surrendered that thing slowly but surely. And now, y'all, I am able to eat and not
Amen.
over consume. I'm eating what I need and not over consuming. I'm craving the things that I need to eat and fuel my system with. And I'm enjoying that process. I just need to share that, y'all. And look, I'm hot. I don't know if y'all can see, but I am hot because it is no joke. This is a real struggle for the binge eaters out there. I know the struggle is real. Again, this is the essence of Club Win because we are living life. We're struggling at times, we're beating ourselves up, and we're just trying to make it through day by day, sometimes moment by moments, craving by cravings, temptation by temptation, y'all. And it might not be food for y'all, it might be something else, but understand no matter what the struggle is that you are experiencing, it is always help. It is always help. And it is going to come. You just can't give up. You got to stay hopeful. You got to stay optimistic. Put so much in your eye and your ear gates of what you want to have your life look like. Like me watching tons of YouTubers that were doing what I desired to do again, because this point of my journey, this part of my season, this season of my journey and leg of my journey, I have struggled so much. It was like a stronghold on me, y'all. This was not such of a struggle when I was in my 20s, because again, my motivation was different, my mindset was different, my experiences was different, and I hadn't experienced what I experienced in my mid 30s. This time around, it has been a struggle, and it has gotten worse throughout my 30s. As things got worse in my environment, as things got unsafe in my environment, it became more and more of a struggle to consume the right food and to turn my plate away and not to binge eat, because I was pacifying myself due to the turmoil I was experiencing internally. And so it might not be food for you again. It might be some type of substance. It might be scrolling all day, and whatever it is. If you club a lot, if you, whatever it is for you, I don't know. But just find a way to sit with what it is you're experiencing. That can be very uncomfortable, and continue to just feed yourself, feed your spirit with what it needs to break free from that stronghold. And ask God for help, because God will send present help. God will send present help to you on a daily basis. It is not a coincidence. Yes, ma'am. It is not a coincidence. Oh, hi, Minister Hope Joy Ministries. Hi. I was going off on a tangent about these strongholds. But it is not a coincidence that YouTube exists. Now, it can absolutely be used for evil, for negativity. But if you work and use that tool for your benefit and the greater good, you have so many resources out here that can help you break free from these strongholds. And knowing, most importantly, having a community and knowing that you're not doing it alone. You don't have to struggle alone. You don't have to suffer alone. Yeah, and that is the essence of Club Win. We gotta celebrate ourselves, and we gotta, now listen, I'm going there. We gotta worship and praise our way through. Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta lean on one another. We gotta pull from one another in a fruitful way, not a harmful way, and know that you can get on the other side of this thing. And bottom line, I did it, y'all. I'm still taking it one meal at a time.
That's
I
right.
did
That's
not
right.
overdo it. I did have me some ice cream, but it was at the end of my time there, and I had ate one meal. I didn't eat it all, and I had some ice cream, but that was it. And I haven't had ice cream since. That would have never been a thing, okay? Because I would have been eating ice cream every day. I would have replaced my meals with ice cream, y'all. I would have replaced my meals with ice cream. So that has been a major win for me this past week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Major win. Major win. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. It's just taking this, it's just taking that step. It's just taking the first step. And just like with anything, Minister Hope, don't go nowhere, because we got a prize for you. We was waiting for somebody to come in. Our other person in here, he's a man. He didn't want it. But it's just about taking the first step. And when we decide to take back our life.
That's what it is.
It ain't as easy as people think.
Mm-mm.
When you decide to, it's like making a decision, and we already think about it. We already
Mm-hmm.
done thought about how we gonna do everything. What, for about 4 or 5, maybe 2 or 3 years before we really decide to make the conscious decision to take back our life. and
Yeah.
then and
Yeah.
then the work begins. Then the work begins, and it's
Mm-hmm.
and it's one and it's a one day at a time reprieve. And like you said, it's sometimes you got to pray your way through. It's
Yeah.
many
Yeah. Yeah.
times, and I'm like, Lord, please take this away from me. Please take this. I told you what I did a long time ago to stop, because I used to eat a lot. I used to want to, just eat a lot and want to finish my food because it tastes so good. And then I saw somebody pour water on their food one
Uh-huh.
time. I saw them. They was like, they literally, because they wanted to stop eating, and
Mm-hmm.
they wanted their food, but once they ate a certain amount, I don't know if it was a man or a lady, they would pour water over their food. And when I
Mm-hmm.
lost weight the last time, that's exactly what I did. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how I stopped. I helped myself eat smaller portions because I wasn't strong enough to not put the food on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
I would still put the food on my plate, but what I did was I poured water on it. But not this time. I made a conscious decision to take back my life and take back my health because I'm older.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you can't keep doing this. If you keep doing this, my mom passed away at 58, something like
Mm-hmm.
that. But she had cancer. And I was like, I don't want to go out like that. Now, if the good Lord say so, I ain't got nothing to do with it. But I don't want to voluntarily do it to myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to voluntarily do it to myself. And I think about how y'all young now, and how when I was your age and when I was that young, and how the same with Uncle Rosie, we used to eat whatever we wanted to. We used to drink whatever we wanted to. We didn't exercise. We just did what we wanted to do. Go to all the barbecues, eat all this food, walk around with beer, wine, whatever, smoking, drinking, doing whatever
Mm-hmm.
you wanted to. And even when I stopped doing that, I was still gorging. I was still eating too much. I was still eating whatever I wanted to. Even if I didn't eat a
Yeah.
lot of food, I ate a lot of junk because I'm a junk food eater. I'm not a junk food eater anymore. I am a recovering junk food eater by God's
Yeah.
grace.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
but
That
yeah,
stash
so
ain't
it's
there
like
no more in your drawer. The
that. So
stash
it's
ain't there
like,
no more.
yes, so it's a conscious decision, but sometimes it's not an easy decision.
No,
But
it is
I made
difficult.
I made the decision because I want to live longer. I don't want to voluntarily kill myself. I should
Yeah.
unalive myself with food and
Yeah.
with stuff that's not good for me, because I did what I did when I was younger. So now when you get older, so we don't think about that when we're younger. When you get
Yeah.
older, the more you do all this bad stuff to your body, it takes a toll on your body. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, your heart vessels, you got all this plaque in your vessels, or whatever you call it. I can't think of whatever right now. You got all this cholesterol that you didn't even understand what you was doing before with all the
Yeah.
grease and the fatty food. We putting cholesterol. We building cholesterol in us. And so by the time you hit 50, guess what? Now you on blood pressure medication because of
Mm-hmm.
all the
Mm-hmm.
food that we ate. Or you might have sugar. You didn't have sugar before. Like, I can do whatever I want to because I ain't got sugar. Yeah, but guess what? When all this stuff that we doing, by the time you get 50, guess what? It's gonna take a toll on your body because your metabolism slows down. And what your body used to be able to do for me when I was in my 40s, when I turned 50, it wasn't doing it no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
if I could say anything to anybody that's younger than 50, to take control now. Be
Mm-hmm.
don't say I can do whatever I want to do and eat whatever I want to eat and go wherever whatever, because everything we do takes a toll on our body. And if you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to have a negative effect on your body when you turn 50, you don't want all that stuff to have a negative effect on you, then then the best thing to do is try to take control,
Yeah.
wherever you at. Because I sure wish of course I did yo-yo diets all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a yo-yo diet. Like I did it to get into a dress. I did it to appease a man. I did it
Yeah.
to whatever I did, for
The
whatever reason.
motivation was
But
different.
not no more.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
today, my motivation is for life.
Yeah.
It's for
Yeah. For
life.
self.
I was just
Mm-hmm.
talking about I was just talking about this with my husband about needing to get a reset health wise. I needed
Yeah.
this. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
look at that. Love that for you, Minister Hope. Love that for you.
yes,
Right on time. I love that. Yeah, we
yes.
need that. We
Tell
need
about the
that.
fans. Tell about the fans.
Yeah. So you will win a fan. So here at Club Win, I'll give you my rundown. So I've been collecting fans. I was stationed in South Korea. This isn't one from South Korea. I have other ones in the house from South Korea. But I started collecting them at that point because they pretty popular over there. They were pretty. It's like an art piece. And then here in Cleveland, every year they do Asian festivals, so I collect them. And I bought. Oh, it's over there on the couch. Mine, you have the one I got you from Asian Festival. You can show Minister Hope.
Oh, I get it.
But at Club Win, we share our wins that we have throughout the week, no matter how small, how big. And then we celebrate one another. We uplift one another. We encourage one another, and we pour life into one another because we know life be life in. All of us have struggles. We experiencing so much grief, loss, heartache, stressors on the job, stressors with our kids, health issues. And so we come on here to celebrate the wins that we had throughout the week. So when we celebrate, we pop our fans. We pop our fans. And it just so happened that fans are very popular this year with that song, Boots on the Ground. And so, because I used to party a lot in my younger years, this is my new way of partying because what I loved about partying was celebrating one another and the joys in life and things like that before things went south and the club turned upside down sometimes. But Club Win, we celebrate in one another and we party. And so we play music, we pop our fans, we dance, we have a good time. So Minister, I was about to say Minister Stephanie. That is her other name. Stephanie 57 Journey, also known as Minister Stephanie, Minister Glenn. She purchased two fans and contributed to Club Win as an item, a giveaway item for the attendees today, folks that came on and joined the chat. So you, Minister Hope, won a fan. You won a fan. I don't want to open it because I don't want to mess up your gift. But you can
Yeah.
send it to my email. I'll put my email in the chat. You can send me your address to my email, and then I will mail you out your fan. So you won a fan during this week Club Win session.
It looks like this, but it has a different pattern on it.
Yes.
Same fan, but with a different pattern. Yes.
The colors and design look really cute. Like, can you see it? It's definitely giving summer vibes. So
I think
you
it's
have a fan.
that one is more of a peacock. That one is more of a. Those is more of a. I think those got a peacock on them.
Cute. Yes.
Yes.
So let me
yes.
put my email in here, and you can email me your information so I can mail you. Your fan. So congrats on winning that, Minister Hope, and I'm glad you joined right when you joined because that was just serendipitous. That time was just timely. And our conversation eventually led that way because we was talking all type of stuff, honey. We was talking about the food system, the corruption, the chemicals, and all that. And we circle back around to our wins this week. And that was a major one of mine because I've definitely struggled with that over the years. And I know I'm not the only one. So I just want people to know that you can do it. You can do it, and that there's help out there. Do what you need to do. Don't worry about nobody judging you. It's the things that is created for us to have the help that we need. So don't feel shame to get the help you need, honey. She said, God knows what I need. Show enough, Minister Hope. I'm going to. Do you have any more? Matter of fact, Minister Hope, do you have any wins you want to share? You want to drop in the chat from this week? Share any wins you've had this week. It don't have to be big. It can be whatever it is. Anything you want to celebrate yourself for, because we deserve to celebrate ourselves on a daily basis. Heck, sometimes I celebrate myself 3, 4 times a day. Because sometimes it's just hard to do some things I don't want to do. But when I get them done, I celebrate myself.
Yes, it
Okay?
is.
Shoot.
Yes, 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 yes. Sometimes it's hard. It's like don't
My
want to do it,
goodness.
but I'm gonna do it.
At
But
all. Don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. One day I'll go on my journey and sharing my experience with OCD. I was diagnosed officially with it, specifically religious scrupulosity OCD, a few years ago. And so I'll talk about that, but it might be a whole different live situation, or a video within itself. Some of my old videos have some of
yeah,
it in
you should
there,
make
but
it make that your own a separate video like just with that. Yeah,
yeah.
I did a
So
stretching session at my job for 20
all
minutes. Yes,
right.
yes,
All right, Mr.
yes.
Ho. Yes, yes. Now, here's why this is,
Congratulations.
yes, ma'am. Here's why that is important, Minister
Congratulations.
Hope. It is so important to celebrate any type of movement that we do at our job, because jobs can consume so much of our day to day, our
Yes.
lives. And as somebody who do this, not everybody has this struggle, but I talked about it earlier in the live that I could tend to be a workaholic, okay? And so I get so consumed with the mission of the job, the goals of the team, of the clinic. I oversee a health clinic. And whatever team I'm on, even before this job, I get so consumed by the mission, and I am all in 150% of the time on the mission. So much so I put myself and my health on the back burner. And so it is so vital that we are taking care of ourselves and our personal mission, which should always be taking care of ourselves and our health and our well-being over any job. So the fact that you were intentional to take some time out to stretch your body and to do any type of movement for yourself in addition to your day to day is major. That's a major win, because I am around so many people who do not move. They only do what they need to do, and they sit. And I was also one of those people. So it's important that we do it, and I know how difficult it can be, and how comfortable we get with just doing our day-to-day mundane work, and we often forget to take care of ourselves in the process. So way to get your body moving at work, Minister Hope. Way to be an example of
Yes.
others at your job, and getting your body moving and continue to build off of that win, and just keep going, just keep going, and all the other things that you were expressing that you might struggle with, it will fall into place, because you just taking one step, and God will take 3, 4. God will take 3, 4.
Yes.
He'll meet us. Okay, because what they say, faith without what is dead. Faith without,
Works.
we got to work these
Works.
legs, we
Is
got to work these
what? Is
arms,
dead.
we got to work it, we got to move our body, we got to do the things we got to do to take care of ourselves, y'all. So I leave y'all with that, like, work on not getting so consumed by everybody else's mission, and remember to prioritize yourself and your health and your well-being first and foremost, because you can't be good for nobody if you ain't good for yourself. That's
Yeah.
truly what taking your life back is. It is taking your life back from all the things, all the ways you have given yourself up, and your self-care journey of, you've given that up for jobs, you've given it up for kids, you've given it up for spouses, you've given it up for family members, for community work, sometimes for church work. We know this to be true because all of us has worked in churches before, and we will put so much on our plate that we forget to take care of ourselves. And God does not desire that for us. One thing I used to do, I used to lead the health and wellness ministry at the church that we both were members of in the past, and that was my role, was helping the leaders and the members of the congregation remember to take care of themselves and to take care of the temple that God blessed us with, right? So you want to make sure that you're, everybody out there, make sure that you are taking care of the most important thing, which is you. You are with you every day of your life. Your kids aren't always with you, your spouse, your loved ones, your family, your friends, but you are with you every second of every moment of
Yeah.
your life. So you want to take care of you. And I'm saying this, I'm saying you, but I'm saying this to me. I'm talking to you, but I'm looking at me talking to me. Okay? We got to take care of ourselves, y'all. We gotta take care of ourselves. Okay, Mom. Any final words you want to say on this here live? Minister Hope, any final words? Any words of
Uh,
encouragement you want to say on this here live?
just for the only thing I want to say is just take it one day at a time. One day at a time. And anytime when you are on a journey and you feel like you fell off or you felt like you did something that you didn't want to do, it don't mean that we have to stay there. It's a journey. It's not a marathon. It takes a while. It takes a while to create consistency. It takes a while to create a habit. It just takes a while. So if you fall off, whatever you're doing, you wanted to work out this day and you didn't work out. Like my big thing was to get back working out because I've been eating right, but I had to get my body moving. Okay, I ain't gonna beat myself up today. I didn't move today, but tomorrow I'm gonna do my best to take to move more than I did yesterday, or just move, just do something. And when I don't feel like doing something that's strenuous, I'm just gonna do a little something. At least I'm moving and I'm giving my heart some exercise. So don't give up on
Mhm.
yourself. Don't give up on your journey. Just keep moving. If you fall off, get back because the Bible says a man falls 7 times. Okay?
Mhm.
And he still get back up. So God is there to help us. His hand is always going down towards us because he know we
Amen.
always gonna need some help to get up. So don't
That's
beat
good.
yourself up. Don't give up on yourself. Just keep going. It's not a marathon, it's a journey. And every little
Amen.
bit counts.
That's right. Every
Keep
little
allowing.
bit, every
Minister
win
Hope,
count,
I'm gonna
y'all.
come over to your channel. Are you a content creator, Minister Hope? Because if you are, I'm definitely gonna come and connect to your channel. And please connect to both of our channels. Michelle is all about inspiration. I do workouts on my channel. I do workouts and I do healthy cooking and I do inspirational talks. But yes, definitely. Thank you so much. Okay, well, we're gonna come and check you out. Yes.
Yes, I would definitely subscribe to your
Okay.
channel. I put my email address in there for you to send over your address, and I will send out your fan. Thank you for joining the live today. Thank you for joining Club Win. Welcome in, welcome in. Invite some other folks next Friday. My live be anywhere from like my start time. Sometimes is between 6:30, or 7. I will start putting the thumbnail up in advance more frequently, so folks will know for that week what it will be. Every week might look a little differently as far as the start time based on what's happening at work that week, because sometimes it could be a bit much. Talk about taxing and healthcare, it could be a bit much. Um,
That's Sir
but
Monty. That's Sir Monty. What's
that's
up,
her mom.
girl?
Hey, honey, I didn't know that
That's
was
Sir
you. I didn't click on
Monty.
the name.
Yes.
Hey,
I just went on
honey.
her channel. I just went on her channel. That's Sir
Oh,
Monty.
it's
Hey,
so great to
girl.
hear from you. Look at
Yeah,
you.
I just went on your channel. I just went on your channel. Yes. What's up?
Oh, I love that. Thank you for joining. I haven't seen you in forever. So glad you joined
She's
us.
been doing good. Look at her. She got
Tell Pastor
113
Charles I said
videos.
hey.
Hey, and yet your daughter is getting big. I've been seeing them pictures. Oh my gosh, she is getting big.
Aw, it's been forever. It's been forever. I'm so glad you joined us. But yeah, we gonna stay
Yes.
encouraging one another, stay encouraging one another. Tell Pastor Charles to join next time. And I will.
We have to get some Monty up here. Yeah, let her
Yeah,
talk.
you can definitely come on the stage and share your wins in the future. You know, we'll be back every Friday. So talk about consistency. This is, I think, the 5th week of Club Win. And so it'll be every Friday because that's when I used to party on Fridays. So we just flipping that thing. We flipping that thing. But I will eventually share you know, a deep dive into this journey of OCD, religious scrupulosity, that I've been experiencing and recovering from, and just working with God through it all. And then learning that I had ADHD, which is wild. So I got diagnosed with a few things at the same time: OCD, PTSD, and ADHD, and insomnia. But God is good because I ain't gonna stay bound up by nothing. So we just working through that and
I know
breaking all the
that's right.
strongholds associated with it. So I'm so glad you joined us. Y'all stay tuned for those lives and
Yeah.
those videos because I know it's gonna bless somebody. She's 12 years
Yes.
old, 5'7".
She is
She gonna
12.
be
She got a
tall.
she got a teenager.
Oh my goodness, she is tall for 12.
Preteen, teenager. 12 is a preteen, right?
Yeah, she's a tween. She's a tween.
Tween.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I'm 5'5". She 5'7". And she
Yeah.
only 12. She ain't gonna be done. They say girls grow until like 16, 17. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He
Mhm.
said, yes, girl, preteen. I know, listen,
Preteen.
I know the struggle, Sir Monty, okay, because Lachelle, woo, honey. I mean, we better now. We better now, but woo, that
Them
tween,
preteen years, them the
it
worst.
she was a completely different child. Yes, send help, please help me. I get it. I was asking all the time. Therapist, 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 therapy help, therapy helped. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Therapy. The struggle is real with them twin girls. It is different than boys. Them twin girls ain't no joke. The attitude, ooh, not wanting to be bothered. I be, I, listen.
Mm.
Just don't lay hands. I tell you that. Just don't lay hands, Minister Samanti. Don't lay hands, because they'll take you there sometimes. Like, whoa, whoa, I'm just trying to be better. I'm trying to be a better example. But anyway, she go, she gonna be okay. I will tell you this: it is hope on the other side. Let's tap into your name. It is
Mm.
hope on the other side of them tween and teen years. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, y'all have an amazing
All right.
Friday.
Bye, Jay. If you still here.
Thank y'all for joining. Share, spread the word so we can really make this a club. We love you too. Can't wait to see you
All right.
again.
All
Hopefully next
right.
time you can get on the stage and Pastor Charles can peep his head in and say, hey, have a
All
wonderful
right.
night.
Good
Enjoy y'all
night.
weekend. Until next time, y'all. Thank
All
y'all for
right.
stopping in at Club Win.
Hey, we work
Continue to
out in the
make it a
morning
great
at
day.
11.
Huh?
I told her we work out in the morning at 11 on my channel.
Yes,
Live.
11 o'clock on Saturdays. Anybody that's watching the replay, you go to Stephanie 57 Journey, and at 11 o'clock we go live and we do workouts together. I might go to a Metro Park tomorrow and do my workout there, either the track or a Metro Park. I want to be in some
That's gonna
greenery
be
as long as it ain't raining.
nice.
We'll see how like the connection
I
is.
know
So
it's supposed to.
but
It
yeah.
might rain.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll look at the time. I'll look at the weather for that time.
All right, y'all. Love ya.
Enjoy the night.
Bye.
Bye.